Look at all four strokes today, looking at several camera angles, starting with your butterfly. First thing we want to make sure with our butterfly is that we stay forward. I love the little long stroke that you have. Um, what we need to work on is that timing of the breath and allowing the body to have, or the body to have more flow. To butterfly seems a lot easier. As you see here, you're breathing when your arms are coming over. Um, that takes away from that forward motion. You want to breathe as your hands start the catch. So breathe up front, so as your arms finish and your arms start coming over, that's when you get your head down and press that chest. Right now, that's you're kind of backwards and in causing yourself to really fight yourself in the water. We want to make sure that we're flowing, allowing ourselves to move forward. One great thing you can do to work on this is to do a couple extra kicks up front to work on your timing. As we look at the underwater pole, as you see, one thing we want to do is make sure that your hands, the palms of your hands and forearms are pressing back. It is not until here that you're actually catching water and moving yourself forward. So you want to stretch yourself out in front a lot further. Get the hands down so your palms of your hands are pressing back towards your feet, uh, to your forearm, to all the way to your mid biceps. So you're always pressing back towards your feet, so you're moving yourself forward. Butterfly is swum downhill. We don't ever want to feel like we're coming up and then back down. We want to stay down and forward, have a forward flowing butterfly, and primarily done that with the pressing of our hands back towards your feet. That should move you across the water, because what happens is when you press down on the water where your palms are facing down the bottom of the pool, then your body goes up. Okay, looking at the front end shot, what we want to see is a lot more driving of that chest forward as you get that head down. Once you get that head down, you're going to be able to find a lot more flow in your butterfly, getting that head down, stretching out in front. Don't be in such a hurry with your butterfly. Stretch it out. Get your hands up front, stretch it out in front of you, elbows up, press back. That'll make a big difference, just changing that timing. All right, let's go ahead and move on to your backstroke. With your backstroke, we want to make sure that we really control our body, nice long line, rotating around the center. As you see, kind of placing those hands in and really reaching. What I would like to do is let that rotation take care of that. Don't necessarily feel that you have to put your hands in the water in order to have the proper stroke. Once you get to that motion, let the rotation take care of it. If you have your hand in a nice pinky position, pinky entry, just rotate really strong, left leading from the hips, and that'll naturally get the hands in. It's not about, backstroke is never really about trying to place your hand in. You have a very nice long length on your stroke, which we want to really take advantage of that way, using those big muscles, our hips, our abs, our lower back, our chest, to do all the work. Right now, you're trying to reach and get those hands in the water and have the arms do the work. Really want to make sure we're focused on that good rotation really long. As we look at the underwater, uh, as you see you're carrying some bubbles in, that is due to a lack of rotation. The deeper you go, the less bubbles you're going to have, which is actually allow you to move through the water a lot faster. You do a really good job of making sure the palms of your hands, your forearm, are pressing back towards your feet, which is excellent. That's what we want to see. But we want to really make sure, again, that we're exiting with the thumb and then entering with the pinky. Watch the end of your stroke. See where your hands are finishing. You're way below your hip. You want to make sure you're pressing all the way back towards your your thigh. So right now you're pushing down on the water, which allows your body to go up. We don't want to necessarily go up. We want to go forward. Um, and so as you rotate, allow yourself to rotate much stronger. That'll raise the hand up and have you press back more towards your hip, allowing you to be a lot faster and moving through the water much cleaner. As we look at the head-on shot, this is where we want to look at the rotation. As you see, the shoulders are moving more than the hips, causing a kind of little zigzag. If you can watch yourself kind of move, your hips move from side to side, we want to make sure that they're rotating around one clean center, not necessarily going side to side. So more rotation, deeper catch, keep that nice strong pull all the way through. You have the makings of a really good backstroke. Just got to keep that nice, good alignment, head back just a little bit more. And again, you'll see yourself swimming a lot faster really soon. All right, on to your breaststroke. First thing I see, elbows coming back way too far. We want to have that half breaststroke arms, keeping the elbows in front of the chest, so it allows us to be kind of a nice slow pull up front and a really fast recovery and driving our chest down with things. As you see, just as in your butterfly, you're breathing when your arms are coming back. We want to have that breath happen as soon as the hands pitch apart to start the pull. As we do that, then we can really use the power of our pressing of our chest and the power of our body to shoot forward and get us that first forward of a forward breaststroke. The second forward is a nice strong kick. You are doing a good job of loading the kick up strongly. Press. What I'd like to see is just push all the way to your feet together. Okay, for two reasons. When you push your feet all the way together, you're going to get more out of each kick. Also, it is going to trigger that mental process. I want you to hold on to your hands until those feet finish. Once the feet finish, then that's the cue to start the next stroke. That'll help your timing much better. Want to breathe a lot sooner, allowing ourselves to move forward. As you should see on the underwater now, the elbows are coming back way too far. You have making a really good breaststroke. We just need to clean that up with that half breaststroke up front. It's going to allow you to be a little bit longer. Wait for those feet to finish. You're going to find that you're going to have a lot more improvement in your breaststroke really quickly. We want to make sure that our breaststroke is downhill. As you see when you breathe, you have your head slightly up. We want to keep that down when we breathe, as well as when we are extending ourselves forward. Okay, tilt that chin back a little bit, forehead down, having your shoulders tilt a little bit more forward to make sure you're moving in the right direction. As you can see on the kick, you're not necessarily finishing that kick all the way together. We want to squeeze that motion, having ourselves really holding on it. If one thing to watch when you go back and look at this is making sure not only when your feet finish, but here is a great shot, is your arms are out wide when your feet are finishing. When you do that, you're causing a lot of frontal resistance. With that frontal resistance, that's slowing you down. We want to have our hands in a nice tight streamlined position as we kick, so we allow ourselves to shoot through the water, move through the water like a bullet to eliminate. So we want to make sure they're holding on to that stroke all the way to the finish. Nice job on your breaststroke. Let's move on to freestyle. Okay, freestyle. What we want to see is a lot more rotation and opening up that stroke. As you see, kind of lead with the hands, with the bent elbow. We want to make sure that we kind of come over the top. You are very long in your stroke, so I want to see more of that length in what you're trying to do. Similar to your backstroke, I want you to finish all the way back, open up that stroke, allow your arms to come more over the top, allowing you to rotate more, getting more length out of your stroke, reaching all the way in. And then allowing yourself to really rotate with a much stronger and more powerful stroke. Swimming and your freestyle, because you'll not only be able to go longer with each stroke, you'll be able to go faster, and you'll also have yourself be able to be a lot more efficient. So at the end of the races, you'll be a lot better than you were when you started. As you see here, first thing I see is the dropping of the elbow. Your hand is down at the pointing towards the bottom of the pool before you start getting your catch. Rotate, keep that arm straight out in front on the surface. Rotate down rather than dive yourself down. We want to have that hand stretching straight out in front, rotating, keeping a nice high elbow and throwing yourself through better and with each stroke. Because what's happening is you're not actually pulling yourself forward until here. And even with that, your elbow is behind your hand. You want to have your elbow in front. So you keep that nice high elbow pressing yourself back much better. Look for rotation. And similar to what we see in our backstroke is a little bit of zigzag. So kind of allowing the hips to rotate back and forth. We want to make sure that we have nice good lines rotating around the center. So when the head looking straight down and then rotating around the center. As you see the hands, good shot here, the hands shooting straight down. Remember, we want to shoot them straight out, allowing yourself to really rotate. It was a pleasure working with you. I wish you the best of luck in your swimming. Hope to see you soon.